Granoff and Mojo, I can already see two tanks that have never been used before.
Wow, we can see a Motion, and we can see also VZ132, which was a really rare choice, but this is the only light tank, if you remember, guys, that actually didn't automatically go on tier 9, I believe. So we had to farm it. Interesting choice there by Team Efficiency, but definitely NSS with the new Radical setup with those two heavy tanks and a light.
Now, those two heavy tanks, you kind of have to expect them to go down the 1-2 line, don't you?
Yeah, they're really slow, so they will have no option whatsoever except to go there. Otherwise, the entire fight will be futile. But that means that they cannot go super aggressive on the middle, because then they would be annihilated.
So Team Efficiency on the red side are defending, Not So Serious on the blue side, attacking. The light bulbs that you see appearing up beside the health bars, that's 6th Sense basically. It lets you know that the team has been, or that player has been spotted. Also the name appears in yellow, and I've noticed some people in chat asking about that. There we go. The German tier 10 light is up on the hill immediately, unchallenged.
Yes, this is interesting. Also, if you see position of motion tanks, I believe they were actually aiming up to shoot possible climber. So I don't know why didn't they even connect anything? I guess he was not spotted on time.
So Granovsky here has already fired out one shot at Nadine and missed. So has to be careful with that one.
Look at this. Motions are actually going for the lower lines now, and they will probably try to surprise with their armor budgets and make them use their shells while trying to stay alive. And if they manage to do that, there will be huge counter-attack then by Not So Serious.
So they're coming up at E and F3 area then, yeah? They're not carrying on into the top corner.
Well, look at the positions of NSS. They're completely defensive. They are positioned so they can take the brunt attack of the Clipper tanks and just try to snipe them with those budgets in the lower positions, in trapping positions on a hill. But the key bait are motion tanks. So they want to create a crossfire between them, and I would say even Team Efficiency is a bit playing their hand at the moment.
This is interesting as well from Granovsky there. He was using the threat of his tank to be able to get into a reload. Obviously, he's not going to be pushed there by Nadine, which allows him to get a reload after firing that one shot and not connecting with it, so he has a full clip ready to go.
Nadine played really brilliant yesterday. I saw that on steps with light tanks climbing everywhere, so it was a really nice display. These guys are still anchoring up, and there is a single budget going around from NSS. That's a really risky and bold move, but he's covered from the hill.
Yeah. Coca-Cola was pushing around there, and he was spotted out by Granovsky, who got a real nice shot into him and forcing him to back off now. That was a really nice play, because had Coca-Cola got around there undetected, he would have clipped out into Granovsky, and I'm pretty sure Nadine would have tried to push over as well with Lolshow right beside him.
As I said, he is covered. There is Just Causes on the top of the hill. So Motions are taking some of the damage now. Of course, they cannot really bounce if they head on forward, all those heat shells. But look at this, Mav is on one shot now.
Ma getting shot at there. He goes down. Lolshow gets first kill of the game, so first blood going to Not So Serious. Shotnik taking some damage there are Not So Serious as well. Safi's now on a reload. He was the one that was clipping out down into Beowulf, who now has the damaged engine, and you can see how slow it goes. I guess that means he perhaps doesn't have a repair kit or is saving it.
Well, important thing is here you can see the reload. Just Cause, Shotnik and Coca-Cola. 3 budgets are in reload already. Lolshow is keeping his clip because he fired only one shell. So they're preparing for the next attack, I would say.
So Beowulf has used his repair kit already, so it's on cooldown at the moment, so that means he can't fix his engine. Bolognese here relocating as Monty's now able to push up into the middle and draw attention. He gets a nice connection there into Safi, who's going to have to back off over the hill, and Team Efficiency have to be a bit careful because it looks like Not So Serious are now want to push up.
Oh, Safik taking another shot now. I mean, this is kind of a problem because they're gradually losing positions. You can see that high hills are completely dominated by NSS. Shotnik will soon probably join the rest of his team. Oh, Granovsky, you are in a problem, mate.
Granovsky now stuck in a crossfire here between Monty and the tanks on the hill in front of him. At some point, he's going to have to give up hill position because if he backs off one way, Monty's going to shoot him in the back. Nadine and Lolshow is up on the hill with him as well if they want to push over, but they have to obviously be careful at the covering fire from the rest of Team Efficiency.
This is a experience you can compare between the teams now, because you can see how NSS is slowly draining the HP of Team Efficiency. A shot here, a shot there, a shot here, a shot there, and in one moment there will just be a big collapse that will end the game. This is the problem that Team Efficiency has to deal with, because all those baits by Motions are not worth it. Even these shots they're doing now. will drain their power if they're done by just Clipper tanks. Because once NSS actually realizes, okay, these Butchats are on reload on a hill, they're just gonna push in an instant.
Yeah, this is the danger. The mouse in there are, I mean, they can hit for quite a decent damage. They're hitting 500 plus each time, but they're more really there as a distraction. It's to give the team efficiency something to shoot at, so then the not so serious Batchats can then come in and sweep them up. And Granovsky again takes another shot. He's 2 more shots and he's going to go down. That's the really dangerous position. I mean, he can almost get taken out here by one of the Mausians shooting at him.
Mausians are both around 1500 HP. I mean, until they fall like below 1k, I would say they can do whatever they want, because that's still significant amount of armor and HP to play around. And you can see NSS is gradually leading with HP. They're about 1k up. That would be about HP of that light tank who died. But they are taking the positions all the time. And the important tanks like Bachat, where is Granovsky and so on, they are taking damage. Look at this. A shot here, a shot there, a shot here, a shot there.
I was just going to say, Party has been unspotted all match here, yet he's taken 2 blind shots already, which is really bad for his position. The minute he gets lit up in that area in the TVP, he's going to go down. I mean, generally, if you have a TVP here on Cliff on the defensive time, you know exactly where TVP is going to be.
Well, there is a couple of positions actually in that area. It's not that small. I mean, it's one hill, but you can be behind the rock, you can be in back positions. So for most of the teams, yes, they do blind clips, but they have to do it at the times and try to guess best where he is, because if they empty the clips, they can be counterattacked. But in this moment now, NSS can do whatever they want. They're just dominating the map completely. And honestly, I don't know why is NSS not pushing yet, because they do have the HP and power to do it.
Monty just takes on the shot there, as does Just Cause. Actually, focusing Just Cause now. Here comes the push as he focuses down into Granovsky. Take him down. At the same time, Coca-Cola pops up and starts shooting at Skrill as well. Just Cause and Nadine can drop down onto JT if they really want him. Shotnik takes out Safi, whereas Bolognese is managing to take out Monty and the Mausen. But I mean, not so serious. I was just going to say, Mojo, looks like they're just waiting to then attack in unison and in quick succession take multiple tanks down. Coca-Cola is now down to a 1 shot. It's not over yet. Team Efficiency still hanging in here at the moment, but they're pushing onto JT. Once JT drops, that's pretty much game over.
Well, you could see that entire game JT was pretty much ignored, and now they're just trying to finish him off because he is a gun in a game and there is no one else to shoot on a higher ground. So effectively, they just wiped. They just wiped out everyone.
Just Cause going from the ram kill, they're dropping down from the cliff into JT. 4 tanks left here for Not So Serious, only Bolognese left for Team Efficiency. This is going to be 1-0 to Not So Serious, and that was quite interesting, Mojo, because they weren't playing hyper-aggressive. They were, you know, they were kind of treating Team Efficiency with a bit of respect here.
Yeah, but why would you risk a game on a Pride? I mean, we've seen teams on Grand Finals lose games just because they were obsessed with Pride and how it would look. There are more than one teams, actually, I can name that did it. You always treat the opponent nice, but this is just finished.
That was dangerous. I mean, okay, he's on a reload shot and can finish him off, but that ended closer than it really needed to. 2 Not So Serious players killing themselves trying to go for glorious ram kills.
Well, at the end of the day, it's all about the end score, so it doesn't really matter how they did it. But I would say it's interesting thing what they did with those Mausians. I'm not really sure it would work against the CIS teams. I don't think they would even dare to try it, honestly.
They'd probably just straight up ignore the Mausians, wouldn't they, and just relocate?
I'm 100% sure they would actually get pushed with 7 tanks in their face from the start of the game.
Just go straight for the Mausians, yeah, and go down.
No, go up.
Go up and just go round them, ignore them.
No, go from the upper side of the map because Mausians cannot get there.
Okay.
Push straight through the middle and fight. 7 tanks, you lose some, you win the higher ground. What do Mausians do then?
Yeah, because they're stuck. Yeah, and you'll probably have one guy up in the... Yeah, might be a nice, strong push, yeah.
So, especially since they have a light tank, yes, he gets the hill, good for him. But also Mausians can be used, I guess, when other team has a heavy tank. But even this Ice 4 will get in a fight in a time compared to them.
Yeah, I mean, it was more or less a standard kind of defensive line-out that Team Efficiency took, didn't it? A kind of jack-of-all-trades line-out to cover for all eventualities, but not really thinking, like, okay, how can we specifically eliminate the Mausian, or how can we specifically
I would totally play
them?
full aggression if I saw a pick like that, but they chose to play something they call their standard, I guess, so this is how eventually it came, because they allowed themselves to get in a trench war with a team that is much more experienced than them. You should always avoid that kind of situation when someone has more games in their fingers, more games in finals like this, they will eventually just find a way to deal with you. So you don't want to play super long games against such teams.
Just get in there and hit them hard, quick strike.
No, find a meaningful tactic to do it, not just blindly YOLO. Against this, when you see a pick like this, then you can guess, okay, these tanks are just too slow, let's do something about it.
Okay, now round 2 is underway. The teams have swapped positions. We're now going to see Team Efficiency on the attack, and we're going to see Not So Serious on the defense. Now let's have a look at the lineups here, Mojo. Team Efficiency again going with an IS-4. Not So Serious going with double Mausen. I think this is perhaps the lineup that we just saw, although they are taking Borsig there as well. Not sure if that's more. That is what we just saw, so I don't know if that is the current lineup right now.
1390 and T49. That's actually interesting.
Okay, that's not the lineup, but it is a different lineup, Mojo. So we've got double E50 for Team Efficiency. We also see this going with an AMX 3090, a T49 as well, 2 TVP 5051s.
Double E50s usually mean like heavy pressure on the middle. You want to brawl with them, use the hold down, and eventually simply just push in a team because you have that single shooter. This is something like in the old times where people were using LTTBs as tier 7 lights when they were like that tier. From, let's say, NSS side, interesting is they have 2 tier 9 lights, T49 and 1390. Now 1390 is rather a risky pick. It has 4 shells now, it's a bit better gun than it was and so on, but still fighting against something like E50s, it's definitely inferior vehicle.
Beowulf in a bit of trouble there, having to drop off down from the hill. He was getting shot at by both E50s. And both of the E50s have taken a bit of damage already. Mo already below half health, Skill nearly there. Beowulf actually coming out on top of that trade, and the E50s not faring too well.
No, I would say Beowulf and Just Cause actually lost more because you can allow E50 to lose some of that HP. But Bachats are the real kings of this map, and you must watch their HP most, by far.
Viewpoint here from Lawshow as he sets himself up in a bush there to give himself, his team, a bit of additional vision and keep himself protected. Now, like you said, Mojo, the E50's bit of hill control. Shotnik is spotted,
Nice
Beowulf spotted again, nice trade, but Granovsky taking a bit of a beating in this exchange. Granovsky's going to go down, and it is Nadine that takes the kill.
I guess NSS just showed them a trick how to delete that position that Team Efficiency were just not aware of. And now they're in a crossfire because effectively NSS is controlling the lower lines. You can see where Nidin is spotted now. They are controlling it. They still have Monty down, watching his back so he doesn't get counter pushed from the lower side. And he can always go there and just snipe their flank of these E50s.
Skell about to go down here. He's a one-shot on 137 health, and this is great positioning here from Not So Serious. Nadine getting that area without being challenged is able to get multiple crossbar shots. As Nadine also drops down Skells, that's a double kill for him. Nadine gets focused in return, and it's Party that picks up the kill there. Now quickly, Team Efficiency need to make some kind of move here and reposition.
Yeah, but they're already facing the stiff resistance here of NSS, who are gathered up on the middle. There is 4 guns against 6, I would say, from NSS, and they're definitely not in position to do any kind of strong push. Even if they overmatch some of the tanks in the middle, there will still be a huge crossfire by the NSS tanks from the hill and from the lower side.
NSS with multiple autoloaders here are just simply coming off reloads, peeking over and just focusing down individual tanks of Team Efficiency, and they are doing this very efficiently. Now Shonik is almost dead here, but he's going to survive a little bit longer as Lawshow gets the double kills by taking out Safi. Now they're turning on to GAT as Lawshow picks up his triple kill. All that's left is Bolognese, who's just going to run into the guns of Not So Serious, and this one is over fairly quickly in roughly about 3.5 minutes.
This is one quick clip. So far what we've seen from this map is use of tier 10 lights. I would say that's interesting to push the hill, and I wouldn't really say this motion test was that successful, though it worked here.
Yeah, it worked in their favour. They are now 2-0 up. Unfortunate for Team Efficiency, but as we said, the biggest problem they have here is just simply playing against a higher caliber team with much more experience.
Yeah, the reaction time of NSS is obviously quite higher, and something that Team Efficiency didn't grasp yet well. This is something that a lot of teams on Cliff don't get it in a start, while they're still growing as teams. You must fight for your positions. You cannot just hand them over to opponent and hope for opponent to make a mistake and then you will shoot him. No, you must fight for every position. You must have a good plan how to have a crossfire. You could already see that NSS saw a position where Granovsky was. They already knew how to take him out by leaning the tanks on a slope of the mountain. Granovski and Team Efficiency were obviously not aware of that.
The thing that surprised me as well is in the second round, Nadine just getting a free pass to roll around that corner unchallenged and shoot into the flanks. That generally never happens. I mean, that's a damage farm, pure and simple, from him.
It's not that easy to farm the damage because while Granovski was alive, he could not do it, definitely, because he would spot him. But otherwise, once he was eliminated from equation, that's it. That's called like a plan that you think is good, but it's actually flawed because you're not aware of all the aspects.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if you saw it yesterday, we had Elevate setting up this lovely defensive position. Daki was talking about it on Himmelsdorf. Everything was beautiful. They covered all these angles apart from one route, and that's exactly the route that Not So Serious went down. And Daki was like, this is great, but I don't know what they're going to do about this area, because that area, they can't do anything. And when Not So Serious rolled up to start the cap, Not So Serious just went into exactly where Daki said, and Daki's like, what are you going to do now, Elevate? Like, you can't actually stop the cap happening. And when they did go to reset it, they got absolutely wrecked for it because Not So Serious had all that angle
When
covered.
you make a plan and you know that there is a weak point to it, you really must be prepared for it.
Okay, now next round here, or sorry, next map is going to be Ghost Town. One of our favourites, Mojo. We both do like this map. We like the fights that we get on it. We obviously see the heavy tanks coming out, multiple MOUs here. A couple of variations in the team lineups, but we've seen a lot of these vehicles used before on this map, so nothing really standing out new in the tactics of either team.
By these picks, I would say definitely NSS will play something of a more aggressive setup because of those two VZs. It allows them to go even in a cap with that 1-1-3 and play rather defensive with the rest. As far as team efficiency is concerned, tier 9 budget. Well, NSS is definitely going for the lower cap. As we said, the tier 10 budget spotted the outer side, and there will be a cap pressure rather soon because there is no one spotted from team efficiency. I'm not even sure what we will do about it because they have so many tanks off positions.
Okay, now Party backing off here in the 1-1-3. He was aiming towards the center circle area. Cap started here. Monty, Coca-Cola right behind him as well. There is no coverage on the cap here, Mojo. This is a bit dangerous. Safi can spot it. He can shoot, but there's been no attempt to take out the buildings really yet from team efficiency.
This is what I said, like they didn't even break the buildings on a time. There is 25 seconds now. That will require some heavy push in by team efficiency forces. They cannot really rely on a safe decap from these positions. And also these tanks on upper line, 1-on-3 and Mouse that are approaching, can be counter-attacked easily.
Safi missed the shot there. There was a reset coming in last second. We're almost down to 10 seconds there, but reset comes back in. We're back to 24, and Not So Serious are drawing team efficiency into the fight. The cap is more or less a distraction. The rest of the team are waiting here to kill any of the team efficiency tanks to go in to try and take the fight. Now Shockness is taking some damage, as is Coca-Cola and the cap. We're down to 15 seconds. Team efficiency really need to keep the pressure up on the reset, or Not So Serious are going to cap this out. Back to 20 seconds again. Another reset comes in. The Dean taking a lot of damage in his T57s, having to back off a little bit here, but in the meanwhile, Bolognese and the Mouse is taking an absolute pummeling in the middle, and if he goes down, that's going to be really dangerous because it's going to give Not So Serious more of a position to move up and pressure team efficiency.
They completely ignored Just Cause, who came from the flank and shot him in the back. Now he's pushed by tier 9 Budget, and that's why he will probably fall. There we go, but still, there is a huge advantage here for NSS, about 3000 HP. And there is a lot of tanks on team efficiency on low HP. They can just utilize and use that.
Logshow is still sitting here on the cap and almost full health at the moment. Monty is backed off from the cap area. He's still pretty much on full health, whereas everybody in team efficiency is bloodied and bruised at the moment. They are trading, but they're losing the trade. This is just simply better shot coordination from Not So Serious, and well, this is going to be a hell of a struggle for team efficiency to come back from this situation.
The funny thing, the cap pressure is still on because Losto is keeping it solo, and there can always be one guy who will just join him in one moment and put heavy dose of additional pressure there. And there you go, I think Coca-Cola will just do about that.
This is the double mouse of Beowulf and Shotnik can pressure the two mouse of Team Efficiency. Nadine can come around the flank in the T57 Heavy. Looks like he was making a move for that, trying to get shots into Bolognese. Bolognese is pretty much a one-shot. He is a one-shot actually, so the T57 can take him down. Beowulf can take down JT here. 5 seconds left in the cap. It looks like there's nobody coming in for reset. No, there is a reset at the last minute, but it hit the wrong tank. So, last minute reset again, but Team Efficiency, all they're doing is prolonging the match here and dying in the meantime. It's a hell of a fight doing so, but they just don't have the HP to continue this trade.
Well, Coca-Cola fell because he was more or less sniped by Granovski here, but look at the counter-attack. Shotnik and Beowulf, they have so much HP, they can just go drive through with Team Efficiency, and they're just doing that.
Just like that, bish bosh bosh, 3 tanks down in quick succession. Team Efficiency now only left with Safi and Skell. Not so serious, have 5 tanks remaining and a considerable amount of HP on all those tanks. Skell can just do a little bit of a damage farm here, but, well, he's the only remaining tank for his team, sadly.
Well, dying moments here for Skell, and this will be a 3-0 for NSS. A rather, I would say, even simple game for NSS because Team Efficiency gave them quite an opening by ignoring that side of the cap. I mean, when you see 3 Chinese tanks in opposite team, usually what as a team captain you should first think, okay, the greatest danger here is they can actually cap us. They can go on that open cap that has little hills and houses. Yep. They can pressure it. It's been done so many times. Some teams even lost without fired shot because they split all over the place. And they just went in the NSS hand.
Yeah, you should generally, it was something we talk about. Jackie was saying like a lot of the time it's cap 2 that everyone goes for now because it's so easy to put a tank up on the hill and defend the number 1 cap. But when you see those tanks, when you see the sloped turret tanks coming in, or you see things like the IS-7s, the 113s, the WZ, you have to think to yourself, it's going to be potentially cap 1. That's like their main thing. Okay, there can be a rope-a-dope, they can draw you in there and go somewhere else, but you really need to have that area still defended from the start.
This is a big chance that Team Efficiency missed, honestly, because they had a chance to brawl them here, which would be much better for them than to play some huge tactical games, as I already said.
And the fight in Death Valley was strongly in Not So Serious's favour. Those double mouse that they had in that area were in complete control there.
I would say in one moment Just Cause was a bit greedy with that Bachat. I mean, he did clip out
he was actually
mouse.
Burning, I think, when Safi killed him. The HP was continually dripping down.
No, he was firing on mouse, and he started the reload and to run away, but Safi caught him and started to shoot him. Maybe he set him on fire.
Yeah, there was either some kind of collision or maybe he was on top of him.
He didn't actually have to die there.
Yeah,
even he could have ran away, and this game would be even shorter.
Yeah, he could have made it for free. T57 is doing a decent amount of damage there as well, doing their role, surviving to as long as possible. We had the Team Efficiency T57 there right in the fight at the end, doing damage on the double mouse. The teams are going to swap positions now, so we're going to have Team Efficiency on the attack. We're going to have Not So Serious on the defense. Vehicle lineups here available to us. T10 coming out there, Team Efficiency, WZ, AMX-50B. Udes coming out from Not So Serious, so he's going to be covering the A1, A2 area to cover the number 1 base. And
there is not much to do with Udes. I mean, only thing you can play with that thing on this map is just to climb him in a corner. On A1, we all know that. So this is going to be what will Team Efficiency do about it. They will probably play about the center cap, trying to play from the lower side of the map. But NSS knows that, and you can see already their positioning 113 and 50B toward that side of the map.
This is actually exactly what NSS did yesterday, where they had Bachat leading the Udes up into that area. We've seen this so many times throughout the season. What happens is the Bachat takes a slightly forward position sometimes and spots for the Udes, or the two of them just sit together ready to wreck someone. But if you're watching from the viewpoint of the Bachat and Udes, more than likely they're taking down the buildings right now as well on base number 1.
I believe they are.
You can see Monty, yep, you can see Monty on a reload, so he's just shooting all the buildings to give himself a clue shot.
And Team Efficiency again plays a slow game, tries to catch someone off guard from NSS, but it's just not going to happen. 113 is in a cooldown. Coca-Cola, you can see him there. He's covered by Shotnik, who will shoot anyone in the flank who tries to connect on him.
Constant shooting here from teams trying to blind fire and take down buildings. Now, for anyone not familiar with the UI, if you are new to watching World of Tanks esports here, you obviously have player names on the left-hand side or right-hand side and the tanks they're in. You have the shots if they're single shooters, so 1-1, or it will show a reload timer if they're on reload. If they're an auto-loader, it will show the clip that they have, like 4-4 or 5-5. And then the little bar underneath will show the loading time as well. The symbols beside the numbers is for damaged modules or damaged crew members or dead crew members, which can be healed or repaired during the battle. The vehicles have consumables, which you can see in the middle. They have a repair pack there, food, which gives better stats, and we have a repair pack which will help fix your tracks and stuff like that as well. Very important now, recent patch to the game allowed you to have repeatable consumables, so every 90 seconds you can do a new repair, which previously you couldn't do that. You could only hit repair once, and then that was you for the entire game. Now, also we can see here Party, his name at the bottom of the screen, and there's 3 separate symbols. One is the damage he's done. 2, the little shield symbol, is damage blocked, you can see here in Lulshow. And then the symbol beside it of the target is damage assist, which is really important for these matches. Now, Not So Serious is playing.
Well, interesting part here is to see, I mean, in this upper corner. Oh, what is with this?
Now, base number 1 is the area where it's going to look up into where the Udez and Batcha are. They're going to cover into base 1 at the moment. Bolognese and Lulshow just kind of facing off against each other here in the middle of the map. Not really any kind of direct, push from Team Efficiency. Kind of biding their time at the moment, trying to feel out exactly where Not So Serious are. Lulshow trying to peek and get a shot there onto Bolognese, and Skell's taking actually a bit of damage here, and so far the exchanges are all going in favour of Not So Serious. Now Skell and Party again pushing up, just trying to get vision here around the corner of Death Alley, so not actually in Death Alley but one behind it. Missed shot there, looks like they're trying to perhaps blind fire into where Monty is. Couldn't actually see exactly where that shot went. But at the moment, Not So Serious in complete control here, potentially going into match point, potentially taking the lead here 4-0, and then that's going to be a really strong position for them, and sadly a kind of result we expected it to be. Now, Team Efficiency, well, I mean, Mojo and their position, how would you approach this area?
Definitely, I would start a long time ago here. And I would press the guy that was here on this corner, because this was open tank. What I wanted to say, like, and we were talking about it, this guy is actually spotting for this cap. So Udes can have a free shot. This is what we were mentioning. Sorry about earlier, but we had some like problem with this join tool. We have this tank here. He's monitoring on this side of the map. So if he is heavily pushed by anyone, this 50B will do free shots and clip like this. That's how they're covering each other. So in one moment of the game, this was the only free and available tank that they could use to attack, maybe going like this, in his back and pressing forward. But now he has a support of a second mouse, and you can see that the other guys will try to do counter pressure also, because the guys from NSS will go in here.
Okay, now there is a push. Skell's taking a lot of damage here on the middle of the area as he's pushing up with Bolognese and Party. Team Efficiency having to be forced into making something work for them. They're trying to focus into Beowulf, but the shots here from Not So Serious, they just have more angles on Team Efficiency here. No matter where Team Efficiency try and make a push, they're getting shot from different angles. The two tanks, I mean, Beowulf was happy to trade off against 2 different mouse and hold them up on his own, while the rest of his team take out the remaining tanks of Team Efficiency. Now Granovsky's been dropped. Maw is going to get dropped in just a second as well, as is JT, and Team Efficiency are losing tanks in quick succession. 3 already down in an instant.
This is a really desperate push by Team Efficiency. They were trying to create the pressure, but NSS has created the crossfire, as we already mentioned. So this is some damage done in a direct brawl, and we can see Beowulf falling due to that. But it doesn't really change the fact there is so many tanks of NSS that are almost unscratched and in positions to do damage.
Safi still has a lot of HP available to him. However, if he comes off reload, he can be a big factor in this battle, but all he can really do is take down a single tank. He won't be able to take down the mouse. He can take down Coca-Cola, he can take down Nadine, he can take down Just Cause, but you still have Lulshow swinging about in his mouse, 2.3k damage. Nadine now takes out Skell. Nadine now takes out Bolognese, and well, even if Safi could get a clip off, it's not going to matter at this stage, because Party is just about to drop. He's on a one-shot, and now, well, Safi, it's a wing and a prayer you've got, mate.
It's going to be Desperado shooting by him, trying to run away, but I don't think it will even matter whatever he does now. Just Cause will be in reload before him, and he will chase him all the time to make sure he doesn't come with the reload. And even if he does, he has 464 HP. I mean, Mouse in his bed, they will actually kill him.
Shot in the rear end there from Monty up in the hill, 420, but he is okay. Safi being chased down here by Just Cause. Just Cause, I'm pretty sure, is going to auto aim. You can see the circle following him there through the corner of the building. Safi running for his life. Just Cause might go for style points here and jump off the cliff. He did take the higher route, which is cool because it cuts him down. Much quicker area. Safi did reload at the same time, or he had the reload, but nope. There is a triple kill from Just Cause. Now Not So Serious are leading 4-0.
Just Cause, always aggressive player, even since the times of the Virtus, one of the best budget players, and even from the tier 8 times. I would say a really talented guy. Definitely not gonna let go of someone, run away, and possibly do any kind of problem to his team and maybe prolong the game. Not needed. But this map is pretty much one-sided again.
Yep.
And Team Efficiency didn't really have any answer for it. A Ghost map is something what Ryan said. We really love this map because it's a heavy brawl map, but almost every time a team that hesitates and just abandons any kind of initiative from the start doesn't do anything in this.
It's a really interesting map, Ghost Time, because it is one of pretty much the only symmetrical map we have. It's something you can only play by going into team battles. It's not part of the random maps that you get when you play the game normally.
It was specifically designed for esports, and it's really small map, so you cannot really play 15 on 15 here. Where would you even fit the tanks?
But the thing that makes it really cool is because of the layout of the map, you have the main city area where the heavy tanks go in and brawl, and that comes down to a lot of individual skill. Okay, a lot of people say they're shooting premium rounds, but I mean, the premium rounds, okay, you get better penetration, but you still need to know where to shoot. The angling's still super important, the armor's still super important for these vehicles. At the same time as you have these heavy brawls, you have the autoloaders or you have various other mediums that are vying for position. They have a lot of freedom to rotate, and they can have huge impact in a battle as well. It's a very tactical map. It's not just a let's push into the city and win map.
All the maps that are smaller, physically smaller, like Mines, Ghost Town, and even parts of Ruinberg, because that map is not that huge when you think how much is used for fighting, they require a significant amount of team coordination to function and focus fire. If you have any of those off, you can never prevail on them. Yeah,
definitely. Now, the next map we're going to be playing on is Prokhorovka, a map I quite like watching as well, because sometimes we see unusual stuff come out for teams, and generally, whenever you see something unusual, it pretty much never works, which is fun as well. We've seen lots of weird variations about this in Europe. We've seen some, I watched an APAC match where they used American mediums for some strange reason, because of better view range, I believe. Nothing really stands out here, Mojo, to me, as different from what we see normally. A couple of E50Ms, actually, don't really see them much on this map, though.
E50Ms are actually used on Prokhorovka as part medium, part sniper, because of its high alpha for a medium and heat ammo. They can pen on mouse tanks and such, and still they can rotate around, and they have armor so they can bounce some things if needed to push in.
Well, this is interesting. Now, Team Efficiency taking a kind of spread move here, not really covering both sides, but Not So Serious going hyper-aggressive on one side, and we're going to get a 1-2 line push, and if they do push it, they're going to absolutely wreck that flank. Granovsky and Safi, well, they could go down really quickly here.
We will see what will NSS choose to do. At the moment they are gathered up, and it does look like it will be a YOLO on 1-2 line. Maybe first time we will actually see it work properly.
Kazna crew, if you're watching, please take notes. Again, we joke about this, but a 1-2 line push generally only works if the other team are not there. You know, you never get a 1-2 line push that works.
It can only work
if
you don't have STRV behind, which Team Efficiency for some reason does not have. They are now rotating, so actually, if they manage to position on time and catch NSS off guard by a lot of forces here, they can actually take them out. This can be quite interesting.
Good fight incoming here. It's going to come down to a lot of individual skills from players. Party spots out Just Cause. He hasn't spotted any of these tanks, though, rolling here in a wolf pack coming up the flank. Skell is in position. Safi's there. Granovsky's there. If they focus shots, they can take down a lot of damage. Shotnik and Coca-Cola leading the charge. They spotted Beowulf as well. Lulshaw and Monty still not spotted. Lulshaw spotted, Monty spotted. They've stopped. They're going to focus on Safi. The focus fire here from Not So Serious is outstanding. Safi is going to drop 42 health. He's still alive. No, he goes down. Shotnik gets the kill. Now they're going to turn and focus onto Skell. He's spotted in the STRV. He can bounce a hell of a lot of shots though. But look at this, the counter-attack coming in here from Team Efficiency into the flank. They're focusing into Lulshow. Monty's taking a lot of damage as well. And this is a hell of a trade-off right now, Mojo.
There's been even an AG shell fire at that STRV to try to make sure he's gonna go down. But you can see the main problem is the Bachats lost like that. They fell too early. When you want to fight a game like this, they need to go behind the corner. They need something with armor in front of them so they can actually use those clips.
Party came flying over the back into the back lines here of Not So Serious. He's a single shooter and he's a 1-1-3. He tried to get a kill on one of the low health tanks and it didn't work out for him. Now Mott is trying to run away here in WZ. Gronowski is on a reload running away. He's now the only remaining tank and that is a super strong decisive push here from Not So Serious, and they're going to take the map, they're going to take the match, and that's them going through to the next stage comfortably.
Yeah, rather easy 5-0 as I thought it would happen. They actually used a tier 9 Swedish STRV. I talked to many friends who actually went farming that line and they told me compared to tier 10, that's completely rubbish.
The tier 9 to tier 10, big difference, yeah.
Huge difference.
Yeah, armor-wise as well, yeah.
But still, for this game, it turned out more than enough because NSS had a lot of armor and Team Efficiency, again, didn't predict what they can do, the weakness in their defense. They just covered, as you said, the entire map. A little bit here, a little bit there. It's like a salad with a lot of taste, but no particular one, you know?
Yeah,